Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for the 23rd of February, and on the daily chart here from the low we're looking at wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and going up for wave 5 here. And the situation here is that it is plausible and possible to put wave 5 on the top here for this and have a top in place, right? So that's something that we need to work through. The other point here is that we're thinking that from wave 4 here, this would be wave 1 here and 2 here, and 3, 4 and 5 moving up here a little bit higher for this wave 5 here. But we do need to be cautious, okay? So we do need to work through that. So I do just leave that there to emphasize that. So on the 4-hour chart, or actually, just to go back one step, just one other little point here, not that it's a biggie, but I just thought it was interesting in that the stochastics here, we can see that they're at the extreme like low here for this. And the thing I like about that is that it's not the fact that this price is all the way down, because normally, you know, when the stochastics here, it's all the subtleties in indicators that make them useful. But so, you know, when the stochastics normally come back up here to the old high here, then they start to flatline, you know. So really you can use this whole chart here, the price, as stochastics. Really, so you know that they come to the old high here or the old low, though you know that they'll be oversold or overbought and so on. But when they pull back down, when the price pulls down a little bit compared to the previous trend, and this pulls right down here, well, that's like an elastic band then, isn't it? You know, it's like a spring going off. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So yeah. It helps support our wave count actually for this moving into this intraday chart here for this. Let me just squash all this up. So from blue wave 4 here, we're looking at wave 1 here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave on this low here for wave 2, and then pushing higher from that point, moving up into wave 3 and so on. So yeah, let's go in and check this out here a little bit further. So on the 1-hour chart, I have to say, for a change, the wave count looks fantastic, which you don't normally get in the Aussie that often. It's CBA pulling down, has pulled this down, as I mentioned yesterday. We've got the resources trending higher and the banks pushing low, so this may be the low for the banks here as well. But we do need to be a little bit careful from here, because first of all we can view this here as the A wave here, the B wave here, and then the C wave down here. And the C wave has got a nice beautiful 5-wave structure. It's 2, 3, 4 and 5. We're in here yesterday looking for that 4 and 5, so we don't need that there anymore. So we've got that, we got that, and we got that. So that low could be in place here. Now what we do need to be mindful of is that, well, could it be this wave 5 up here that's in for a top here? And would this down here now be wave 1 here, and this be wave 2 here where the B wave is, and all of this as wave 3 here instead of wave C here? So if that's wave 3, then this move up here could be wave 4 and then down for wave 5. Now let's just imagine for a moment, I've already talked about it over here obviously, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, we still need to see this wave 4 come into play and wave 5 to come down. If we do get 5 waves down, then we can look at the ABC pattern here, and then we can look to short at that point. So what we'll be seeing is the banks going lower, well, not all the banks, but CBA at least, and resources moving higher. So we need to see if we get this full 5-wave structure down here. Otherwise, we're going to push up from here. So what we could do here is, let's just get things into perspective first. So from wave 2 top to wave 3 low here, then the 38.2% is sitting right on the level, on the 6.8, but we can take the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree and the 38 here and bring that across there, and then remove this to make it nice and clean. We've got group 1 in here, so 6,800 is a minor level, and then we've got the sub levels here, 1, 2 and 3, and then after 3 becomes 5, and after 5 becomes 8. So these are the sub-levels. We know that if we were moving up here and we get a tested support on the top of number 3 here, then we know that we're bullish at that point, because if we get a tested support on the 3, the 30, then the market's going to be separated from being pulled back to the closest largest number, in this case the 800, and it'll start to look up at 50 at that point. So getting a tested support on top of 30, that's a catalyst for a long trade at that point. So that's on the outset there, so we could do that. If this was going to fail, of course, I mean, in here, I can see the count here, but it's still not going to help me to be bearish or bullish. I can see we've got a little wave 1 or an A and a B or a little wave 3 here. So this could still just come up into this space here and then fold down from that point. I mean, I'd expect it to move up here. If it was going to be bullish, then we would count 5 waves up to this point, maybe even just to the 80 here. So let's just do that, shall we? We'll just bring that across here, just shooting the breeze on this. So we'd look at 1 and 2 in here, and 3 is about there where it is now, and then 4, and then 5 here. And then we would have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave moving back 50 or 60%. Probably not, but we'll be in group 2 at that point. So copying that, not configuring it, but copying it. So we could put that at 80 there. You can get that in there at 80 and copy that again. And the lower end will be 65. You can adjust that. And then, of course, the 72 in here. And 772 carries more weight than a normal 72. So 772 carries more weight, and also 272 carries more weight. So it will be important, this a little bit later on, when you're doing the intraday thing. So when you're coming back for this ABC pattern here, then getting support or maintaining support within group 2 here will be critical. So you could add to a position, you could pick up a position here for that, and then look to build in on top of 6.8 and then just keep working it through that point there. So yeah, you'll need to give it a bit of consideration. If you go long here, or you're long already, then you really just need to leave the stop out of the way in all cases at this point here for this. Just, you can't let it get away on you. That's about it. So yeah, I mean, even finding tested support on top of 8 here would be fine. But what you're kind of looking for, really looking for, is the first high above the level. Where will that come in? Will it come in at 10? Will it come in at 8, at 800? 810? I'm not quite sure, but it does look like we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pushing up for 5 here. So I think it'll get sold off before the 8 like this, and then you can use that high and that high to move in on, and then still continue. It's okay to have 6 positions in here, just keep moving the stop up. So once that one there is breached, then you can move the stop to this point here, and then you've got that nice covered at that point. And then once the 600 becomes the tested support, You know, you can see it jiggling around here. It's not sort of getting there, but those highs there now become valuable, don't they? If this was still in this area here and coming through and up that area there. So keep building on, just keep buying new highs above 6-8. That would be the move for that. Okay, let's look at the bank first. So this is CBA. We looked at this yesterday on the intraday. So it could be down here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down to here, or we're going to get 5 waves down. So yesterday we looked at the intraday as 1 and 2 and 3 here and going up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And this is going to be really critical for the, you know, for the banks, having this 5. I don't know if it's going to get 5 waves here yet, but if it does get 5 waves here, then we're going to get a 3-wave counter trend and then another 5 waves down. So that's what we're just waiting for. So I'm still just going to chill on that. We're not going to put a long trade in or short trade in because we're in no man's land and we'll only end up getting put into the wood chopper, so no point. But we'll just allow this to play out as 1 and 2 here. We'll see if that's going to be 3, 4, and 5 coming down into this space. That's what we need to work out here. But definitely the ASX is governed by this. So have a look at that. Those 4 banks turn over a lot of volume compared to the resources. Okay, so let's just chill into the, that's the iron ore. So in a nutshell, we're looking for 5 waves up into this space, and we may have that there now with this. So we can expect probably a pullback in here before moving higher in this. We know we're moving higher because this move here is in 3 waves here. So we're looking for 5 waves here. I've probably dramatized it a bit too much there, and I probably need to pull my head in there. But it's probably 1 and 2 in here, and 3 to here, and 4 to here, and 5, something like this anyway. But we'll check that a little bit later at that point. But anyway, the main point with all of this has been that, well, let's pile into resources, you know. So that's really been the go. So let's just have a look at our resource stocks. We were looking at BHP. Let me just clean this up here a little bit. So from the low here, we're up 3.5% yesterday. So we were looking, so these are a series of wave 1s and 2s in here, right? So this is the 3rd wave in here, this is the 4th wave, and it may get messy in here, and but we're still looking for a high above the level here, and we're still looking at that as wave 1 here for this, and then back for wave 2, and then moving higher at that point. So we've got some positions in here. There's no need to add any more position. I mean, I'm a bit silly. I end up, not silly, but yeah, I suppose I am. Let's be honest. But I did buy some in here somewhere. Oh no, I bought here. No, I bought there. I did something right for a change. But yeah, I've got some more money to go into this, but that will go back in over here once I've got support on the 50 here, just to confirm that. Then I'll build in, and then we can, go for the longer haul at that point. Let's just check on BHP in the US as an ADR. So you can see here it's also up as well, but for BHP, I think BHP's traded on about 5 or 6 exchanges, but 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we're going to hit 80, while Australian BHP is going to be hitting 50, and they'll both do their dance across that point. But yeah, normally I'd expected a larger correction here, but the count that I've got should see it just continue to climb, you know, and this will also be in line with copper as well. So BHP is pretty big on copper. So the count that we've got here is up for 1 here, back for 2 here. I suppose I've just got to check this again. It's bugging me a bit. I'll need to check it. I'm just going to put this here just in case. I'll have to check just in case that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here for that, and we've got that wave 1 up there, or still an A and a B and a C wave up here. I need to double check that. So I'm just going to put this chart over here, but it's acting like a 3rd wave. That's the good thing about that. So RIO here, RIO's also up nicely. So we're coming up to the top of group 1 here. So from 100, we've got 10, 20 and 30, 1, 2, 3, the minor levels. So this is the top of minor group 1. We can expect a decent sized correction across this level here before pushing to the upside. And we'll also be counting, it's also the same count as well. So we'll be looking for 5 waves up there. I know that I haven't bothered counting all of this in a lot of detail yet because I was just waiting for the 4th and the 5th waves to play out here. So yeah, it will still end up above the level here somewhere for those. But I want to keep the stop out of the way until the 30 becomes the support here. And FMG, we've been looking at that, slightly different count here for that. This is the tick chart, okay, and the takeaway here is that we've got this move down through here as an A and a B and a C wave here, much the same as RIO actually, and then we were counting to the upside here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I was looking at this as the A wave because it appears to be in 5 waves. But it may be something weird like an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here for this, and then up. Either way, we're going to be going long above that high there. You're going to be adding to positions there. I won't go to the daily chart at the moment, but this is a medium level here, 25. The market's already had its correction here, so now it should be finding support here. It may get a bit rough, and that's why we're leaving the stop way over yonder here. And yeah, once that's done here, I know in the bigger picture here, we'll just head straight up to 30 at that point. Of course, on the way up here, of course, is that we've got our level. So after 5 is number 8. Halfway between 8 and 5 is always important, which is the 2650, which is also part of top there, was also part of group 2, so 2720 in this case. There we go. So that's all of minor group 2 there, not subgroup 2, but minor group 2. And they're the levels that will, you know, the market needs to handle, to work through, but at least you know them, because if you're looking to take some profit or looking to where to move a target or a stop and you know these numbers, then you know it's fantastic, because soon as this is group 2, as soon as this becomes the tested support, the 2650, then we know that the market is in group 2 then, and it's leaving this level here. So getting the little support in here is the real catalyst for saying that we're going to be climbing higher at that point. But rejecting it here, like if I was trading up here, right, then the 2650 is where I'd be looking. I mean, the 26 is important, of course. 26 and 27 get a lot of turning points. The 2650 is where you get your trade setups to go long or go short. Right, I just also wanted to check on the Aussie dollar as well. Okay, so for the Aussie dollar here, we can move our stop up here. Oops, a daisy. Let's just clear this up a bit. So we're looking for a little retracement there as wave 4, and there. It's all good. I'm going to be sucked up to I don't know if we'll get to the 80. Unless I've got the count wrong. I mean, this is moving quite strong here, isn't it? You know? I mean, if we look at that as 1 and 2 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for third wave, fourth wave. I mean, unless we look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and this is starting to act like a third wave here, it's possible. I'll just put this here as wave 1 here, and wave 2 here, just for the time being, and it's just something that we'll need to work through. But as far as the trade goes, we need to protect things, so we're going to pop that up under the wave 4 here. I mean, when I say wave 4, because we've got 1 and 2 in here, and this is a nice third wave here, and fourth and fifth, so maybe another one in that there as well. You could go a bit higher with that as well. We could just put it up under this low here. Yeah, you do your own thing, but this 5-wave structure here, from here, just appears to be looking complete at this point. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming in here somewhere. But look, I could be wrong and it could just keep on going, okay? So that's why we're using a trailing stop. If you want to keep it under the 4, then you'd have to drop it sort of like give it a good space between the low here and that, because it may be a situation where we we come back down here and then push up again from that point. So that's what you'll need to navigate. But I can't see why that would happen, but it certainly could. But as far as our trades go, we'll just leave that there. We've got a nice piece of the pie. So yeah. Is there anything else I wanted to cover in here? No, that's it. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.